car projects fall into like 3 separate categories. The restoration type of thing, where you take a car and you're just trying to make it nice again. You're trying to put it back to the way it was, right? So you know how it's supposed to be. There are milestones, along the way, and it's like, all right, well, okay, now we've got the trim where it's supposed to be. That's great. Oh, I got the right steering wheel for it. That's great, and it's satisfying. There's no question about it. It's satisfying. It's one of my favorite things to do. Not full-on restoration, but just bringing a car back to like nice and drivable. And then you've got the performance type of builds, right? And when you're doing a performance build, it's like, yeah, there's coolness to be found, but still you're focused mostly on the things that you need to get the job done, right? They're business. They're about business. There's a number or just a performance goal in mind. Doesn't matter if it's a drag car or a circle track car or anything like that. You got little things that jazz you up, but mostly it's performance oriented. But when you're building a hot rod, right? A hot rod is different. A hot rod is a toy, right? And as you're crafting your hot rod to like match your image, there are 1,000 places along the line to just geek out and say, oh, that's the coolest thing I ever saw. I have to stare at this for an hour, right? Well, that's where we're at with Slaghammer. So before I even show you what what I'm making this video about today, a couple of you guys were like, when we showed the interior today, you were like, where's the tack? Where's the tack? There's the tack. Okay, there you go. Is that the perfect tack for this thing? Okay, look, oh, look at this. I'm giving away the, I did it too soon. I didn't want you to see the scoop yet, but look, okay, there it is. Our Grump Lump. Look at the majestic glory of this lump sitting on the hood covering our carburetors. Oh, that's just an absolute thing of beauty. So, let me tell you how this comes to be. When we first started doing this channel, we did a video called "The Scoop on Scoops." Oh, it was crude. It was really crude. Okay, but it's up there. It's still up there. And they did the rundown on all of the various basic types of scoops and how they came to be and how they function and how they don't function. Right? There's a lot to this, a lot of science to scoops. And that's a video I think we're going to revisit at some point. We'll redo the whole thing. Slightly less crude, but in our current state of crude as opposed to our previous crude. So the Grump Lump. So here's what happened now, right? For this car, obviously we've got carburetors sticking out of the hood. Not by a bunch, but now these things are going to get topped by velocity stacks. Now in my mind, there's only one way to top a pair of carburetors on top of a tunnel ram, and that's with velocity stacks. I would have my nuts ripped off by a honey badger before I allowed anything like one of them fake Hilborn or Enderley, scoops like the bug catcher or anything like that on a carbureted engine. It's like, oh God, it's pet peeves, right? That's one of my pet peeves. I wouldn't even let one of those things in the door. So that's out of the question. And the thing about this car is that Al wants to drive this thing to different events. Power Tour is one of them. Who the hell knows? You're driving down the road and it starts raining, right? What do you do, right? So obviously the carburetors have to get covered with something. And I find, and also, okay, so you could put just air cleaners, seal them from the weather, the downpour type of thing, but still it's going to rain all under the hood. So now it's like you got this wet, spotty mess all over the engine. So in my mind, the hood has to be covered in some way. Our choices are kind of limited with this. So originally I says, well, let's go with one of them the Ford dump truck scoops. You guys are familiar with those. They used them on Ford trucks, Ford diesel trucks in the 1950s and early 60s. The early 1960s. So they got adopted by Pontiac, used them on Super Duty cars, 1961, I think, 1962. They found their way into the car world. Very common scoop of the era. But we're looking for something that's like 1970, 1971, 1972. The snorkel scoops came about at around that era also. But the snorkel does not fit the boxy, nature of this car. The snorkel is more for a lower, more modern, more contemporary scoop. Although it's funny, the first real application, the first known application for the snorkel scoop was the 1969 Hurst SC Scrambler, the Rambler Scrambler, and that had a snorkel, a weird looking snorkel with the snorkel actually faced up a little bit in the front, and it had like arrows and stuff all over. A very cool piece. But at any rate, in racing, the snorkel scoop was starting to come around in that 1969, 1970 era, when they really started to discover and work with the boundary layer, that layer of air that's on the hood. It's a dead layer, and sometimes it actually flows the other way. So the whole idea behind the snorkel scoop was to get above the boundary layer and have the air inlet over here. All right. But one of the things that was happening was, because this was new science at the time, and I mean these were racers working at it. They're small shops. They weren't necessarily aerodynamicists and all of that. One of the funny things that would happen was you'd bolt on a snorkel scoop, and on certain cars the thing would actually slow down. Well, Bill Jenkins discovered that what was happening was, under certain circumstances, depending on where the snorkel was mounted and the mile an hour, what would happen was the airflow over the top of the carburetors was so hard, or it was so efficient, I should say, that it created a low pressure area above the carburetors, and it caused the fuel to stall, right? So, and the fuel would actually get sucked out of the top. So Jenkins saying, well, you know what, I got this tunnel ram, I got these carburetors sticking way the hell out of the hood, I've got this like mystical problem with the snorkel and different pressure areas, screw all that. Cowl induction is the way to go. So what he did was he crafted this, and this is called the Grump Lump. And you can see that it's closed at the front, right? Let me turn that the right way. It's closed at the front, and then at the back, we have essentially a Cowl induction scoop. Pure brilliance. Now, there were several different versions of this, all essentially following that same idea. Some has a small slot at the top, at the bottom over here. Some of them were shaped differently. All different variations of this. But this is a very popular scoop idea, concept in the era that we're trying to bring this car to, right? We're trying to, so that's the head. That's perfect. And I've put it on the car. I came here, I came in the mail, and I ran over here to the shop, and I stuck it on the hood, and I'm like, ooh. And I've been just geeking out, looking at it from all of these different angles. And it is just absolutely the most, it's like the cherry, it's like the cherry on the cake, right? The cherry on the sundae. It's like the cherry on something, right? Look at, oh, wait. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there it is. So as evolution would have it, the Cowl induction hood, or the Cowl induction scoop, which is like a mainstay today, this is one of its earliest ancestors. And there you go. We owe the Grump for that. So, all right, I guess I just wanted to share my. I love this stuff. I get the biggest kick out of it. Building a hot rod, man. There's nothing like building a hot rod, because you get to mix and match, and you can get creative. It's like, the restoration thing is stifling, because you pigeonhole, and the emblem's got to be right here, and the steering wheel's got to be right there. It's cool. And the same thing with racing. Will this give me 100th? You know what I mean? It's just, right? And that's what you really care about. But when you're building a hot rod, just a pure, fun hot rod, just something to just have fun with, right? Turn heads, be different, go fast. There's nothing like it. This is fun. This is fun stuff. I'll see you guys tomorrow.